Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is ZAKIRAH IZZATI binti FAUZI, and today I would like to present my final year project titled The Investigation on the Effect of Lidi Inheritance in Kedah. My supervisor is Madam Siti Mariam binti Abdul Wahab, and my co-supervisor is Dr. Zati Zuriani binti Muhammad Zakwan. First, let me begin by giving an overview of my study. This research focused on a common but often overlooked land issues in rural Malaysia called Lot Lidi. Lot Lidi refers to informal subdivision of inherited land where the original lot is shared among heirs without formal registration or legal division. As a result, there are multiple heirs, unclear ownership, and no proper documentation. Over time, this creates dispute and block development, sale, or even transfer of the land to the next generation. This study used a qualitative method to explore the legal, administrative, and social challenges related to Lot Lidi with a focus on rural areas in Kedah, where these issues is quite widespread. Let's take a closer look at the main problem caused by Lot Lidi inheritance. First, no legal documents. Many people inherit land without any official paperwork, which create uncertainty and conflicting claims. Second, informal agreements. Heirs rely on verbal promises or trust letter, which have no legal value. Third, fragmentation. In Kedah, land gets divided into narrow strips, making hard to develop or farm. Fourth, low awareness. Many landowners don't understand the legal risks of informal inheritance. Lastly, lack of data. Since these subdivisions are not officially recorded, authorities can't monitor or regulate them effectively. The aim of this study is to identify the impact of Lot Lidi from the perspective of inheritance using purposive sampling in Kedah. My objectives are: first, to identify and analyze the key legal, administrative, and social-cultural factors contributing to the persistence of Lot Lidi in inherited land. Second, to evaluate expert perspective on the adequacy of existing inheritance law, cadastral policies, and institutional coordination within Malaysia's legally plural land system. Next, I move to the methodology. I begin with a comprehensive review of academic sources on land inheritance, informal subdivision, and legal pluralism in Malaysia. From this, I built a theoretical framework that helped me understand the key issues and shape my interview question. Then, I designed a set of semi-structured interview questions reviewed by academic experts to ensure clarity. After making adjustment, I obtained ethics approval from the university. Then, I used purposive sampling, selecting participants with direct experience in land issue such as land officer, licensed land surveyors, legal practitioners and planners such as lawyer. After conducting the interviews, I transcribed all responses and used as Class D software for descriptive analysis. This helped me identify patterns and group the findings into clear themes. For result, from the interviews, I found three main themes. First, legal uncertainty. Many heirs rely on verbal promises or informal letters without legal documents. This makes the land legally frozen. It cannot be sold, developed, or transferred. Resolving ownership becomes a long and complicated process. Second, family conflict. Without legal boundaries, disputes between heirs are common. Agreement, mistrust, and even court cases occur. As a result, land is often left unused or becomes a burden. Third, lack of awareness. Many landowners do not know that informal inheritance is invalid. When they try to sell or apply for a grant, they realize the land isn't legally theirs. This leads to delays and missed opportunities. Let's break these findings down further. First, legal uncertainty happens because verbal agreements are not accepted in law. The land remains under the deceased name, making it impossible for heirs to use it properly. Second, family conflict. Family conflict occurs because there are no clear documents or maps. Heirs often argue over boundaries and the land stay idle while the dispute continues. And lastly, lack of awareness. Lack of awareness is a root issue. Many people assume that Fara'id or Sharia decision automatically apply to land titles, but that's not the case in the civil land system. This shows that Malaysia's plural legal system like civil, Sharia and customary law can create confusion for landowners. Stronger coordination between this system is needed. Next, novelty of the study. What makes this study unique is that it's focused on a real grassroots issues that affect many rural families but hasn't been deeply studied before. Most research focuses on urban land management or farm system, while I focus on real-life challenges faced by families in rural in Kedah. This study also gives experts a platform to share their insight and open the door for policy changes. Okay, to summarize, Lidi inheritance continues to create serious problems due to informal practices, legal loopholes, and low public awareness. To solve this, we need to educate the public about formal inheritance processes. And we also need to improve coordination between land officers and legal institutions. And third, maybe we need to encourage early land registration and proper documentation. These changes are vital to avoid dispute and help rural communities use land productively for farming, housing, or development. Okay, before I end, I should like to share a personal thought. Most students choose quantitative methods for their final project, for their FYP, but I challenge myself to do a qualitative study, not because it's easier, but because it's allow me to explore a topic in depth. Qualitative research is not a course, it's a method. It takes time and care to prepare a form, develop good interview question, find the right respondent, transcribe their words, and make sense of complex social issues. It's not less scientific, it's just different. And I hope this research, in its own small way, can contribute to better land management policies in Malaysia. Thank you.